Hello, 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 and hello again. My name is Tanisha, and I am the founder of the 9 to 5 CEO, a channel where we help you turn your ideas into profitable income. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Good evening, good night, wherever you are from your neck of the woods. Thank you so much for joining us. And without further ado, let's get right into episode 2. A tiny little recap for you, just a tiny little recap of our episode last week, where I took you on a journey where I shared my experiences as a first-time entrepreneur when I launched my first business running a lunch program from out of my bedroom. I shared how I almost burned my house down one morning. Thank God I was able to get rid of the fire. I also shared how the cook that I hired started stealing from me. Not only did she steal the money, she stole my food, she stole my clients, and she stole their contacts. And everything that she could take, she took. And so today we're going to dive into the lessons, what I learned, and how I held myself accountable also for the role that I played in all of this. If you're here for the first time, welcome. And thank you for joining us today on the second episode of the 9 to 5 CEO. Welcome. Listen, girl, when the hustle starts hurting, and when the hustle is harder than it is supposed to be, maybe it's time for you to reset and pivot and do something differently. Oftentimes, business women or any entrepreneur, any creative person, we overlook red flags. There are always red flags telling us to take a closer look. But we collect them like they're loyalty points and we bury them until that thing catches up with us. Now, desperation can have people taking advantage of you in ways that you never even imagined. Desperation plus hustle can be a dangerous game. I understand that we all have big dreams and big desires and big things that we want to achieve, but we always need a plan. We always need to do a little more probing to make sure that that person who we are letting into our space, into our life, and is trustworthy. I learned the hard way that although somebody looked nice, that it takes more than just a perception to know whether or not that person will actually live up to, what you think they are. But I will say this, and quacks like a duck, sound like a duck, they are a duck. In this case, things were happening, red flags were pointing, but I was ignoring, baby. I was what? Ignoring. Forget about all the drama. Forget about the problems that I ran into with the chef. Did you know that problem started with me? You cannot create an environment for worms and expect to grow strawberries out of it or cherry trees, right? And so the conditions that I provided the employee to work in, they were not substantial. They were nothing to write home about. And the workload that I gave her was above her pay. I was expecting more from her than I had planned on giving her, right? To be honest, sometimes when things don't work out as planned, we need to point the big finger right back at us. I did not have a business model, and the one that I had, baby, that business model was nothing, and it failed. Yes, I was robbed, but the conditions that I provided, or the conditions that I made possible, allowed that to happen. Number 1, lesson here. Make sure that you have a viable and profitable business model. Number two, you cannot sell desperation and expect to have things going smoothly. Things are going to fall apart because when you are desperate, it is an opportunity for people to step in and take advantage. So today I'm owning my part in all of this. I did not have a business model that was viable. And even when I saw that things were going left, I held on to it for dear life because I didn't want to seemingly look as if I had failed, and I did not want to walk away. Let me give you all of the story before I give you none of the story. So one day I decided to pop into the shop, and I was there for a few minutes and nobody realized that I had stopped in. I noticed that things were disappearing, but I couldn't quite put a finger on it. So I decided to start incorporating more into the materials that I needed to make the lunches. So I started to put more to see how that would affect the money that was coming in. Nobody knew that I was doing this because we didn't have a portion, a way of calculating portions, right? I was hustling, flying by the seat of my pants, honey. All I know is that I was making money and I liked it. I had a plan to figure out what was going on, right? And I wanted to be wrong. I really, really wanted to be wrong, right? A young man showed up to the shop with a list of customers and their lunch orders. And he got the lunches, they were packed out, and he took them with him. Nobody realized that I was around. I caught up with that young man one day and I asked him where he delivered the lunches because he didn't know that I was the owner. He said he delivered them to the clinic on the other side of the street. I was not expecting that one. So, as it turned out, when I confronted my cook, she was not only taking the food, you would have had to take a contact list from those clients over at the clinic. I had no knowledge of this. This is what happens when you turn over your whole business to someone just because you trust them. Trust, number three, trust is not a business system. So let's recap. She was taking the food, my customers, their contacts, and my money. Now, that went on and on and on and on until I decided that it was no longer serving me. Sales weren't adding up. We sold out every single day. We had more customers coming in and in and in. But the money, baby, I was losing that money fast. I'm a 9-to-5 CEO. I've been doing this for a decade. I was not able anymore to fuel my side hustle from my 9-to-5. And I wasn't stepping away because I was giving up. I wanted to step away to learn not just how to come up with a business idea and figure out what it really takes to run a business. What happened to me might not be something that you are experiencing. However, it could be, it might not be betrayal, but it can be that your business is not growing. It's not maturing on levels that you thought it would be by now. It's the constant fatigue. It's the feeling of doing all the things, but you're not getting anything out of it. It's serving your community, but they're not supporting your hustle. Fatigue. It's the no boundaries. To all my CEO girlfriends who might have started out with a food business, there are some things that I really want to speak into you before we end this episode. I see you. I see you. I just want you to know that I see you and I understand what you are going through. You're pouring love into every plate. You're doing your thing. and you're doing the best that you can do, and you're doing what you know how to do, right? That's not poured back into you. I see you, I feel you. Your own community doesn't support you or under supports you, or you end up exhausting yourself for others. I see you, right? This isn't failure. It's just an invitation for you to pivot. And some lessons that I want you especially to take away, you, my food business babies. Love your culture, honey, baby. Love your culture, but you can leave that kitchen. You can honor your roots while building a model that supports your peace. Your worth isn't in the food that you serve. Your worth isn't in the plates that you prepare. Your worth is not in that community that wants you to underprice. Your worth is in you. Don't let the pressure of pricing or the guilt of asking for what you know you deserve keep you small or make you feel devalued. Are you really failing, or is your business pivoting? The burnout and under support are signals, not signs of failure. It's time to build smarter. Next week, we kick off the Finding Your Niche That Pays Masterclass. I'll show you how to uncover your most profitable ideas and launch it without sacrificing your peace. And thank you for staying this long. If you go to the link under the bottom of this video, I created a resource for you. It is the blueprint roadmap to finding a niche, to finding a business that supports you, supports your dreams, make you profits without burnout. Comment below. Let me know if you were in any of these situations, and let me know, baby, how you are healing and how this is helping you. All right, so much for joining us today. Remember to tune in for our next episode on finding your niche. We resonated with you. Comment below. Let me know which of these lessons hit you the hardest. And remember to stay tuned for a masterclass series